sports fans out there in the Tubosphere. Welcome to the One-Man Sports. Welcome to the One-Man Sports Friend. I am your host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill. Talking baseball tonight. Things got skewed, because of what happened last Monday. So, the schedule was somewhat shifted back, and I said, a while back, we'll do Thursdays and Tuesdays. It makes more sense to do Thursdays and Mondays, even though it's now Tuesday uploading this. I understand now, but that's what we're going to try to do from now on. And I understand it's the best baseball prop I have, other than the collector's items. We'll get to that in a minute. Softball size, when they say it's hailing softball, hide the women and children, but hide the car first, right? Alright, got our 1962, their founding Houston Astro baseball here, and so forth. Alright, so just a reminder, the OMSR is a show. It has to be done this way. It's a little thing called the DMCA. Save your comments for the actual sporting event we're trying to bring you. And it's a difficult thing with baseball with as many games as they play, but we all agree, and I know it sounds like a misnomer. One man, we, but there is a we involved with this project. We all played college football or basketball, and if you're Marine Corps or Recon, so if you wouldn't say a flip comment to our face, I'm pretty sure that's the case. Don't do it from the safety of your computer. It's not going to make it anyway. It's not the point. It's not my first choice to have to do a show. Again, back to the DMCA. It accords you a little bit of, not so much copyright infringement, but a thing called minimal use, also derivatives, fair use standard that covers all that. No money exchanging hands you could also throw in. Because the good ship sports clip lollipop on YouTube is sold in terms of, well, I'm just going to throw up 13 minutes of a World Series game. Yeah, you could have done that. And we did back in Generation 1. The Professional Sports League didn't seem to care. Why do they care so much now? Because they realize everybody's got pretty decent to good digital media. So they're really fanatical about it. So you see a 20-minute sports clip, it's not going to be a 20-minute sports highlight reel. It's not going to be me flapping my gums either. See, from our oracle to the sports god, Kimpak, 1,300-year-old Buddha from Angkor Wat, and our house sweethearts, all up Pi Kappa Alpha, U of U chapter, Alpha Tau. Alright, only thing left to say is this show is copyright to the One-Man Sports Rant. Brief video highlights courtesy to ESPN and Major League Baseball. The OMSR does not own these video highlights, but does own all the other original content, the overall concept herein thereof. Therefore, most rights reserved. The most important right with the video retention to the aforementioned parties. Alright, so I'm not going to get into it too much. Don't think we have time for kind of looks baseballish scorecard for the sports rant of the day. I try to do a different show each week when it comes to baseball, so that the rest of us, including myself, when the playoffs come around, the CSs and the DSs, we sort of get an understanding of how it got that way. All right, no silly DUIs while you're out there celebrating whatever sport of your preference. Later days and more signature.
Roberts has a huge night. He goes 3 for 4. You saw the 2 home runs. Those were the first 2 home runs he's hit this season. Youkilis didn't play. He was scratched with some back pain. The Rays are starting to get hot here now, a game within 500. Moore is 4-0. CC Sabathia gives up 5 earned, but he lasts 7 innings. After the game, Tim spoke with the offensive hero for the Rays.
Brian, you hit 2 home runs tonight. Take us through the at-bats in the first inning and in the third inning.
Basically I do the same thing every at-bat. I pray to the Lord and I ask Him to calm me down, clear my head, help me stay relaxed. That's the main thing, main focus. And then the blessings come when they come. So there's nothing else to it really. It's just that's
yeah, hitting home runs is a blessing. Oh, come on, dude.
What does it mean for this team when Matt Moore throws the way that he did tonight?
This is what I was talking about earlier on the rant.
We had everybody on our...
So he has absolutely no athleticism. God is watching over this game. I'm just going to stop right there.
And, Matt Moore's been throwing the ball really, really well lately, and, we're riding him, man.
You guys struggled to score runs the first 2 weeks of the season, but starting Friday night, you've really put the offense in order. What has happened here?
We just kept playing the way we knew how to play. This baseball, you're going to lose games, you're going to be hot, you're going to be cold. It's just about keeping the mentality, staying even, and staying focused on what the game plan is, and that's to play hard every day and to give 100%. So, win or lose, it's the same way every day.
Ryan, thanks.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Hi, Tim. Ryan, thank you very much. Kurt, we're going to do more and more in just a second. But the number that is at the bottom of the strikeout rate, is that an important number or just getting outs?
Well, it's an important number. This is a young David Price, and everything about him is David. The fastball, the amount of fastballs he throws, and the command he's starting. Young David Price, he'll throw his fastball in any count. The sign of a true ace to me, a true power pitcher, is a guy that will throw a fastball in a fastball count to a fastball hitter. He can do that, and he's done that. And you saw tonight. There was a couple situations tonight where a young pitcher will overthrow a fastball to try to get a swing and a miss. He went to a changeup. Not only did he go to the changeup, but he spotted the changeup. And that just tells me that the game's not moving too fast for him, right. that he can process information and execute a game plan as a young guy.
All night long doing a lot of this, and it seemed like there was just sort of speculation on what it might have been. Do you ever recall yourself in the middle of the game just kind of doing that?
Well, a lot. First of all, I always needed my hand to be sticky because I didn't have very good breaking ball, so I need a good grip. Rosin, that's a tough stadium. It's very dry inside that stadium. I don't think it was a serious cramp issue, just because of the way he was throwing. After the first inning, he threw the ball really well, and he commanded the ball well. But you can get it every now and then. He's a big guy, and so he has had situations where his legs would cramp before.
He kept putting his hand in the dirt, too. Is this a conversation? Because you're a very intelligent ball player. You pick up on these things. Would you say, you all right? Everything okay?
Yeah, you go to him and you talk to him. Are you okay? Because this is the ace of the Yankees. And if something is wrong, physically with him, you don't want him to take a chance and, get hurt. So you ask him in the dugout, are you okay? He'll be honest with you. He'll be like, I'm okay, no worries, and like we saw, it was a non-factor after the first inning. He goes seven innings. Probably, I used to do it at second and short. Sometimes I didn't have the grip, especially at Tropicana field. You grab dirt, try to get that grip on the ball.
No only in, and again, emphasize that this is not, I'm sorry, TJ Quinn, that this is not a Robinson Canoe with Biogenesis, but his associate, one woman who actually worked for the foundation. What's the latest on that, TJ?
Well, Carl, what really got this going was Major League Baseball's interest in it. We had heard a while ago and got documents a couple months ago that show that Sonia Cruz, who's the spokeswoman for Robinson Canoe's foundation, had been a client of Biogenesis. Now, she denies that she was a client. She said she only met with a nurse connected to it outside of the clinic. But she's on a roster of clients from August and July as having received $300 worth of something it doesn't specify. Now, Canoe, obviously, just the fact that she's connected to him would make anybody think, okay, is there any connection? But what got baseball thinking about it, besides the fact they got the documents, is now you have Alex Rodriguez, who's played with him for years and has been close to him. You've got Melky Cabrera, his best friend in baseball, was popped for PEDs and had a 50-game suspension. He's also been connected to the clinic through documents. Baseball now has the documents that show Sonia Cruz as a client, so they want to know, okay, what does Robinson Canoe know?
TJ, when we talk about numbers, and I'm not sure that there's an answer to this question, but given Major League Baseball's investigation and these documents, and this sort of trail that some believe when one goes, many more follow. It's in Florida. A lot of Major League Baseball players call Florida home in the offseason. What types of numbers are you hearing regarding number of players that may be involved in this Biogenesis lab?
Well, the people if you're going to include Major League and minor league players, what we're hearing so far is dozens. Now, most of them dozens, and most of what people are working off so far are a limited set of documents. We've got some, baseball has some, the Miami New Times had some. They're from a fairly limited period of time, but Anthony Bosch, who created this clinic and essentially operated it for a long time, has been involved with players for years. He was the guy who helped provide Manny Ramirez with a prescription for HCG 4 years ago that led to Manny's first suspension. So he's been working with people that entire time from what we've been told. So while the documents baseball has so far are of a limited window and only about close to 30 players have been named so far, the belief from people who were close to Bosch and around this investigation are that it goes far beyond that.
Quick check at Fenway Park. Andrew Bailey had a man on second base. Hitting with Mike Napoli, had the ball end up in his glove. He had a grand slam in the game. Boston wins it 9-6.
Ninth inning, game 5. The Cardinals down in their final strike. Storin trying to close it out. Swing and a ground ball off the glove of Desmond. Here comes Chambers, and we are tied. Base hit, right field. Pete Cosma. He has delivered here in the ninth. The defending world champs with an epic, the largest comeback in a winner-take-all game in postseason history.
Still a tough pill to swallow. I'm not sure why we're jamming it down Nats fans' throats, but this is their first meeting since then. Shelby Miller, the young phenom, gets the start.
Yeah, this is, when you talk Matt Harvey, when you talk Matt Moore, when you talk about the young, top of the rotation arms in the big leagues, this guy is absolutely in the conversation.
Now, by the way, that last guy was Anthony Rendon. He is the superstar infielder who's playing because Zimmerman is on the DL. Bryce Harper flies out to left field. He'd like the fences brought in a few feet. Later in the inning, runner on second. Here's Anthony Rendon again. How about that for his first hit to right center?
He finally caught up with a fastball. The whole at bat, he was getting fastballs. You know, 5 fastballs in a row. He fouled out a few. He goes the other way. Good swing. First hit in the big leagues.
You hear very good things about him?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's a good defender. He's a good hitter. And I think he's going to make a difference this year for the Nationals.
All right, Dan Herron walks David Freese to load him up. Shelby Miller strikes out. Craig Stammen would come on in relief. The Nats are still down by 1. Bottom 7, 2 outs, first and second. Chad Tracy, center field, broken bat. Dying quail, John Jay.
Hey. He's not fast. I mean, and he makes every play in center field. So, you know, he gets great jumps every time. They talk about Yadi last night, giving signs to the outfielders and moving them. I think that helped him out in that play.
Well, then credit to Yadi for that. Miller gets the win, 6 2/3, 2 earned runs and 8 Ks. There are the Cardinals, kind of typically 3 games above 500 on their way to what appears to be another successful season. The Nats started out on fire, and now 3 7 in their last 10. Kind of bummed out, Ian Desmond. Bell, Kurt Schilling, Alex Cora, Buster Olney, a big part of the program tonight. They're underway in Los Angeles. Berkman rolls one over Trumbo. Starts the double play, but Berkman is able to get to first on a ball that's dropped. And scoring the runs in Texas, they're up 1-0. Holland on the mound for them. Seattle and Houston. Felix Hernandez looking to become the 3rd Mariner pitcher with 100 wins. Saw the other 2 names there, and they did it very differently. Randy and Jamie. This is Felix. Good chance he's going to get there, given he signed that 80-year deal.
And he'll only be 33 when it's over.
He's celebrating his 21st birthday. Again. This one hammered to right field. And that would be enough for Felix at that point. Kyle Seager makes it 3-0. Jesus Montero. Wow.
That was a home run bat flip right there, by the way.
He knew it.
Yep.
Nearly traveled out of the building, 441 feet long. The Mariners got a 7-zip lead, 5 hits for the Astros. Felix really good, although there's a walk on that ledger tonight. 9 Ks already, so he has been great. And not a surprise, Felix Hernandez feeling really good against the Astros. This hasn't been going well. We talked a lot about Baltimore and their starting pitchers. This is the Houston starting pitching situation. Pitching coach Kurt Schilling now on what the problem with that is.
Well, the problem in and of itself, you can't develop pitchers in that environment. You can't develop starting pitchers. You can't develop, first of all, you're taxing your bullpen every single night. But it's an atmosphere where guys are going out there afraid to throw strikes, afraid to bring the ball in the strike zone. And you can't nurture and develop winning talent in that kind of an environment.
How do you fix that? What do you do? That's a brutal
blow it up.
Blow it up. This was the play that Manny Machado made tonight, and he made it look way too easy.
Too easy.
Way too easy. That was a hard play. We're going to have more on that play in just 1 second. The Orioles did win this game. In the bottom of the ninth, Markakis delivers a 1-run win for the Birds. Here's Buck Showalter afterwards.
That was an impressive outing. So to have that kind of command of the curveball and all-speed pitches on the night where feeling in your fingers, balls slick, that's pretty impressive.
The White Sox were dealing with the Cleveland Indians, the fighting Franconas, if you will. There he is, chewing away. Nobody chews more bubble gum and other things than Terry does.
That is going to be the last hurdle for Justin Masterson, I think, to get to the upper echelon of pitchers. Left-handed, getting the ball in on lefties.
Connor Gillespie with the strikeout there. I should say the home run there. Oof. This has been the Indians' issue. They seemingly have been close, but missing on a lot of balls. You saw Ramirez come in. I believe Masterson can be that next guy as far as the Indians go. Let's look at Dylan Axelrod's slider.
Wicked.
This is a guy that uses his breaking stuff a lot. You know, he sets up, you know, his breaking ball, his fastball, like we see here. 3-2 counts, a lot of breaking balls. You know, people are going to start making adjustments with him.
Moments ago, Matt Thornton on the mound, he threw that ball into center field. And now, 90 feet away, the Indians have the tying run. As Asdrubal Cabrera rips City into center field, it gets down.
It's just not smart baseball.
What part?
The pickoff. Yeah. You got one out. You're a strikeout pitcher. Get the hitter out. They can't score without a hit.
Yeah, they bring him for the bullpen for one reason.
Well, neither one of them, you know, you see that. 7 wins from both. No matter who wins this out.
They're thinking the same thing you guys both just thought. The Indians get that 3-2 lead. They have won a couple of games here after losing 4 in a row. And for Justin Masterson, 7 innings. He did walk 4, 5 Ks. Bad news for the Indians. They were hoping that Brett Myers would be one of those guys that could kind of help out, eat a lot of innings. He's going to be shut down for a couple of weeks. Tendinitis and a ligament sprain in the elbow.